Hello everyone! Today we're going to focus on making some papers that we will use later in another project. Now my camera doesn't quite fit the whole paper in here, but you have a nice long big piece of paper and you're going to need crayons, not colored pencils. You need to use crayons for this because we are actually making a crayon resist, and I'll talk more about that in a few minutes. But what we're going to be doing basically is making a whole bunch of different marks on this paper. So it's going to look like a big scribble. Now the first thing I'm going to do is you might want to try drawing with both hands at the same time. So I have two different colors and you might want to just see how that feels like. Okay, so what mark you make is completely up to you. And you can see my paper's moving around on me. That's okay. And then we can change, and maybe you can take a bunch of crayons and put them together. Make sure they're all kind of even, and then see what that makes. Try to fill out the whole paper, and then try just drawing with your opposite hand. I'm right-handed, so I'm going to be drawing with my left, and see how that feels, what type of marks you want to make with that. Then I'm going to pick a different color and just try and make maybe some zigzag lines. And I'm going to continue with that, just changing colors. Try to use all the colors, maybe some big. Try to get your whole arm moving with it, not just your hand. Okay, and of course I like to call white the magic crayon, and you'll see why when we get to the watercolor part. But if you're using white, you want to make sure that you press down firmly, and I'm just going to use a whole bunch of scribbly white lines, and we can't see it, but you will shortly. And I'm going to continue on like that, maybe some hatch lines. Maybe I'll take some black and do some wavy lines. And maybe some more zigzag. Just fill it all up with any type of lines that you'd like. So it's going to look something like this. Now, I did another one earlier and I filled up the space. And when you're done with that, you're going to get some watercolors. And you can see I've already used these. They're wet. I was doing another demonstration. But to get your watercolors ready, if they're dry, what you have to do is add water, just plain old water, to each color. And I call that activating your watercolors. Now from here, this is the resist. So crayons are waxy or oily, and watercolors are watery. And water and oil don't mix, so wherever the crayon is, the watercolor is going to pull away from it. So you'll still be able to, oh, you can see that white crayon in the areas that I used it. And you want to make sure that you put colors next to each other that will blend well. You're going to notice that green and blue make a greenish blue. We did that in our color wheel. But orange and blue don't make a very good color, so try to avoid that. So you're filling this whole thing up with watercolor. Any color you'd like. Just be careful with your mixing. I'm not going to finish mine, but you get the idea, I hope. And like I said, in a future class, we're going to use this paper. And you're going to make 2 of these. Now today you might only get 1 done, but we will eventually make a second. And I said I was going to stop, but it's hard stopping once you get started. Alright, I think I will have to stop so my video doesn't get too long. Hopefully you get the idea and have fun.